Hey, BE Seymore, SportsProbe. Good to see you guys again. I'm feeling a lot better. Back on the porch. But I'll be honest with you. I really didn't have nothing good to say about sports. To be honest with you. I really had nothing to talk about, even though I was sick with like that. I'm looking at everything. But then this Brian Flores lawsuit comes up. And everybody know that they not trying to hire no brothers. The top two offensive coordinators who won the last 2 out of 3 Super Bowls ain't head coaches. And it dawned on me. I know this sounds weird, but remember the show The Wire on HBO? You had Avon, Stringer, D, Bodie, with Avon. They all with Avon. And McNulty and Kima and Daniels and Carter and the professor, I call him. They came out of nowhere. I forget his name, but they all trying to take down Avon. And they do, and they put him in jail. Here come Marlo. Okay? And Marlo, he got Snoop and Chris, and they locking mugs up in the vacants, and nobody don't know where the body's at. They don't know if we're getting killed, but they don't know where the body's at. And the one consistent to the whole show was Omar. Omar didn't care. He didn't care. And I say that because when it comes to the NFL and what happened tonight, and I'm glad I didn't take my show until tonight to put on tomorrow, because what Mike Tomlin just did, hiring Brian Flores, even with the lawsuit for one of the prize franchises in the NFL, as his defensive assistant tonight, that's big. That should be the number one story in sports. And if it's not, BE Seymore on SportsProbe, SeymourBarry@gmail.com. I'm trying to tell y'all what it'll be a story, but it should be the number one story. Tomorrow, when you look at the news tomorrow in sports, that should be the number one story. Not the NBA All-Star Game. Okay, Obi Toppin won the slam dunk and whatever. The only thing I like about that is they revamped it. Not only did they let the women's participate with the guys like they normally do, but they let the G Leaguers in. The guys, some of those cats left high school and went to the G League to get into the league. And they let them participate. Adam Silver is the most diversified. He's the most diversified of all the sports. And believe it or not, hockey is second. And know who's third? No, not Major League Baseball. No, not. What's the other one? Major League Baseball. The NFL, of course. We got to include them. The most diverse is the NBA. The NBA, when they say they're going to do something, Adam Silver make sure they do it. And what he did, including those kids, was big. It was big. It made the All-Star Weekend different. And then they changed the events. They made it more family-friendly, but they gave other opportunities to other people. Not just the players in the league. They gave people opportunities to do this. And I will not be surprised next year if you see women included in some of those skills tests who will beat some guys. So just look out for that. We've seen a little bit today, or All-Star Saturday weekend, All-Star weekend, whatever. We saw a little bit. But getting back to my point, and this is my show tonight, and I'm just keeping it real. Comparing the NFL to The Wire is so true. Go back and watch it. All 4 seasons. And you'll see the same thing that's going on in Baltimore in The Wire at that time. And we, years later now, it's going on with the NFL and society. It's messed up. You want us to work for wages that suck. You want us to work hours for wages that suck. You want to complain when you give us something and you want to take it away. Voting, food stamps. For people who ain't got shit that you ain't letting have nothing. But yet you kill us, and then you give somebody who killed somebody because they said, oh, I made a mistake, I didn't use my taser gun, and you give her 2 years? Come on. Let's look at fair and not fair. Let's look at real and not real. That's what I'm talking about. Look, BE Seymore SportsProbe. I told you I'm going to give you a little bit more sometime. I'm gonna talk sports sometime. I just want to talk about some stuff that's going on, and it's not fair. At the end of the day, this is what we living in. We have to all be mindful of what's going on. And at the end of the day, I appreciate you guys looking and checking me out. Maybe not long, but it gets better. But I'll be honest with you, I really didn't have much to say about sports because sports ain't really like, I love sports, every sport, but it ain't exciting me right now. Yeah, South Carolina's still number one with the women's, and be honest with you, UConn playing better. They found this lady, this girl sitting on the bench, Fudd. All of a sudden, she averaging 25. She was sitting there the whole time. Gino wasn't using her. Put her in the game one day, she scored 24. Like, we're going to use her. But that's what you drafted, Gino. That's what you recruited. You didn't know what you had. Even the best make a mistake. End of the day, South Carolina and UConn are going to meet in the NCAA tournaments. And I'm going to make sure I give you all the seedings, who's number one in each region. And I'll even give you my picks the day before the playing games. But end of the day, we got a lot coming up. We got, like I said, the NCAA tournament coming in March. We got the women's draft for the WNBA. We got college basketball getting ready to hit these 68 teams for the NCAA tournament. We got NBA getting ready to roll into the playoffs. So there's a lot to talk about on SportsProbe. I'm going to give you what I want to give you. I hope you enjoy it. I'm glad you tuned in. BE Seymore, Seymore Barrett, gmail.com, BE Seymore 15 at gmail.com. I'm getting back to the flow. Like I said, I wasn't really feeling it. Some of it was because I was down, but the other part was like, sports was sucking. I'm still looking at guys, and I'm not even going to report on them out because it's so consistent with them making mistakes, domestic violence, this and that. End of the day for me. When I talk sports, but it's always going to be something behind it because there's always something behind it. It is that people ain't talking about, and that's why you come to me. BE Seymore, SportsProbe. Appreciate you looking in, family. All I say is this, man: be safe out there. Keep that mask on. Remember, watch all the sports this weekend, whatever. I get back to you next week. I'm trying to get back to my Saturday schedule, but right now Sundays is easier. So I appreciate you even looking out and tuning in. Listen, I got 2 likes last week. I was happy with that. Know why? Because that means 2 people like what I said. And maybe more will. Okay? And I was sick. So at the end of the day, I take that as a blessing. At the end of the day, SportsProbe, BE Seymore, Seymore Barry at gmail.com, Seymore Barry 15 at gmail.com. Be good, watch the games. We'll talk about it on SportsProbe next week.